Hi, Chelsea. This is exciting. This is the first one-on-one video message I'm doing, and I'm doing it to you in my new very best place to live. I am moving. It is empty, and man, it's been a day. And I want to tell you how happy I am to connect with you. That the news about Amber and her baby. How is your baby? You had one recently. You were pregnant when we were talking when I was homeless, I think, right? Happy Labor Day for all our mothers who are in labor. And particularly, I just want to tell you a couple things. Amber is very important to me because of, I think she had a Airbnb or some sort of property like that. And back before I went homeless, I think I was still in West Virginia when this happened. Amber did something, and I can't recall exactly what it was, but she let me know I was invited and I could stay there. And I think at a very low cost or at a special rate or maybe even free. I can't recall exactly the specifics of it. But because Amber, prior to, I think my dad already made me homeless in 2016. My mom did 2004 when we were in high school. That happened. Miss Troxel was like really good with that. But Amber, cut to the chase, was like, Nate, I hadn't seen you and talked to you in a long time. You just here's what I'm doing. She was very hospitable and very we were not particularly super duper close, but it was just a connection that was like really strong, and I never forgot it. So I also had a huge crush on Jared, her brother. Like, he was smoking to me. Ninth grade. The other thing would be, I wanted to say this message. Particularly, I remember Kayla Schrader having her third child while I was in the throes of a lot of homelessness. And Kayla, when I would chat, we don't chat much anymore. And she would always, I'd be in San Francisco finding to survive because the phone charger would get stolen in the homeless shelter by a social security card. And then they ran out of food. But then I found my family on Snap. They got a whole video on that. And then but they got me Cadillac Escalade, and then I got back to Colorado. Colorado, forgot where I was. It was just it's still like that. It's still like that. That's why it's been a day today. But particularly, I remember Kayla being someone way back from my past, 2001, right? And was connected with me, and she was also going through something completely different in her life. I would say that Kayla has all the children she ever wants to have. She wants to have 20. That'd be great. But particularly, I was aware, hey, you know what? This might be Kayla's last child. And they were like, let's do it. It's going to be the best. And it was a pregnancy I was connected with in seeing pictures of her, pregnancy and just, the arrival of the baby as I am going through hell. And Kayla's talking to me some. There are some video messages I have to Kayla, at the San Francisco homeless shelter during this time. But, so that's just touching that we were able to connect, me and Amber, me and you, I remember, and when you were a child, and then also Kayla. And that we are now, our 20th reunion happened. I haven't done a video on that yet. I am doing a video right now on Labor Day. You've got to watch it. Truly, it's gonna be the best. I'm gonna make it an hour-long Labor Day video. The holidays belong to me, given what I've been going through. Well, we are turning 40, right? We're not quite 40 yet, but we are gonna get there. And for every woman out there who is, having children, excuse me, I got something in my teeth, at this stage in life and beyond, and if it's unexpected or if it's without the best situation, maybe they're gonna be a single mother, we need to be caring about things in the way of, we are at that stage of where we ain't 40 yet, but we're gonna be. And it's great to care about these things. It's great that I do. it's great that we show that as West is best. I believe West is only as best as long as I say this. I was homeless at West Forsyth High School. I believe Miss Troxel, who was the National Teacher of the Year, deserves more than a $1,000 grant. We have the University President of the University of Colorado system making $850,000 and $87,000 on top in merit pay in 2025 alone. We have higher education pay out of control everywhere. Just look up, you can't find anybody who makes more sense than Arizona State Senator David Farnsworth, who wanted to limit the pay in Arizona only to $500,000 a year for a university president, when we pay the president of this country, who gives it away. He does, got gold on his buildings, but we got a $40 million film documentary coming from Melania Trump. We got more people over 50 homeless today than ever before. I care about homeless women and children. I'm gay. Me caring about homeless women and children is because I do. When you see them, you will. It's women and children first. It's what Captain Smith said on that Titanic movie. It's just like, I think I would probably put women and children, particularly ones I saw at the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless when I had to be outside in the morning about, I had to be there prior to 6 a.m. And I was number 21, they were only gonna pick 15. So like me and some women that were like probably a little bit younger than me, but very professional, very kept up, very like, you would not know they were homeless except they were outside in February before 6 a.m. huddled together. This is the way that you have to be there a certain day to acquire a case manager, which is the first step in getting on the list for housing. There's many organizations that do housing and housing vouchers. I turned out to have HIV and have a good one. I don't know specifically having it just turns out where I ended up is a good housing voucher. Will it always be there? I hope so. I'd like to be a home owner as soon as possible, so nobody can take my home away. My mother is a multiple homeowner. I want to care about women and people in our class that I have no idea if they're having, I have no idea what's going on with. It's like we hadn't had a pep rally in 20 years. I think we should be doing some really remarkable things if West is the best, particularly with this moment we have, like with me, and in really the age we are and being top 40 under 40 award recipients still eligible, right? And like things that I've done in talking to more men of our class and saying, you know what? I remember when Donald Trump was, my friends were talking about this, when the cuts to the government started coming in. I'm sorry I'm getting carried away here. When they started coming in, like when he started slashing all the programs, like when his administration started, it was said to me that we would get a $5,000 tax stimulus to, or up to $7,000 for every taxpayer if the government could restructure. That was a carrot or a goal. I remember it was talked about. This is when I started bringing up the idea to more men that went to high school with us. Hey, we should be really caring about like our high school class. Then it was someone had a brain injury and raised the GoFundMe, and they raised like $38,000 of the $50,000. They like he broke his neck or something. I can't remember his name right now. I didn't know the guy very well, but I remember of him, and like he had his life changed in one day. His life was permanently changed. I have my 10 fingers and toes. We don't know what health outcomes I may have due to like not receiving enough protein and being food inefficient while homeless and things like that. But I fear it could be, just let you know, as I'm caring about birth and growth and these particularly pregnancies that are happening as we approach 40 and beyond. I am so happy. I wonder who's had the most children and all those kind of things. I wonder who has children like at 19. I have no idea in general. I just don't know where that laid. You know what I mean? I don't have a yearbook, but I care about. Wage Forsyth is it is something very, like I say, maybe people can't relate to me. I can relate to 584 of us were in that class. I was ranked 85. Who was 84 or 80? I was like 84 or 85. Who is one right above me, right below me? I have no idea. How do they turn out in life? How can we have a American value in finishing high school? Because everyone who does, it's good to finish high school in general. It is. And that in the high school you started in, and in continuity and all things is what Nathan is really into. I want to say that how can we establish with West Forsyth this idea, like with Ms. Troxel being the National Social Studies Teacher of the Year award winner, and she went to Armenia, but she needs more than $1,000 grant. It's just, I was just talking about this with people that frustrate me, and wanting to say, like, it would be great if we could have like a awareness, if we could do a 20th year reunion. We ought to be able to have enough people out there, and there's been people in our class who have done very well financially. I think that if we really look at a bar graph, or like, who are the people that are not Nathan Acosta, because there's others, I'm sure, that went homeless, or have had some sort of like, you know what? How can we, as the age we are, in politically moderate Forsyth County, trying to break this on the national stage of how can we do this before Nathan introduces this idea of Columbine High School in Littleton, right here. I don't know, but I wish that we could. I wish that we could have that thing that Amber Unbury had with, anytime this can happen to me, and it seldom does, but it did with her. I bet it probably would again when I get in touch with her if I can. Those kind of relationships to me are like amazing. When I am talking to somebody and it's like no time has went by, and it's just like they answer, and it's like you are probably doing right now, I'm sure. And like, I remember who Nathan was. I still believe in him, and you did a really excellent job of this. I remember a day, particularly when I was having a rough time, I think last fall, and my, a really nice place to live without air conditioning. It's in that basement terrace level, and having the neighbors just not being able to see. Well, you can see the years 2001 and 2005, me being bullied. They can't see any information that you have. They can't see maybe me on Facebook or pictures of me like homeless at West Forsyth, and you're like, what the hell? Yeah, that happened. That happened because somebody told me they were coming from Tennessee to pick me up, and then they said their mother, they were on the way, they sent me money for 25 bucks to like pick out at Bojangles, and they're like, well, I'm coming, I'll be there at 2 a.m. They never came, so I camped out at Food Line and went to West Forsyth to kill time. It was weird being there alone, and there, and in San Francisco, and Chicago, and like everywhere, Atlanta. Yeah. It's weird, Chelsea. So you're special, and just watch this video and knowing that what I'm trying to say is like, I don't know how to explain how much I care about, like, how can I get more people to believe in this idea of like, because we finished high school and we had that 20th year, because there is a good, rigid, organized there's enough of us who remember know each other, and that I think really deep down, if I'm the one leading this idea, it like should happen, where it's like that $5,000 stimulus that Trump was wanting to do like for every taxpayer. I mean, I still hope that it happens. I do. We must pray for our leaders. Do I like Donald Trump? No, but like I wish the best for the country. And it's saying that like, what if Ways for Sight could be like as accommodating and hospitable and caring and like all these values that like you and Kayla and Amber had. And so it's like, I can't connect with most people, but I'm connecting with you. Kayla really cared. Kayla did send a little bit of money. She sent money on Thanksgiving in 2023, and then she did again small amounts. I did want to pay her back. It's small. It's just it shows that she cared enough about. She responded and she cared. It shows it's absolutely. If Kayla, I can never say Kayla did not care, and I can never say you didn't either. In ways of like, if people were available to be supportive of me going through hell, and I'm still in connect with them, that all matters. So I can't reach my family, my brother, my father, my mother, any of them. And I'm like making, being and like feeling like U.S. history all of the time. I got a lot off my chest. Chelsea, give these ideas some thought. Know that I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my items that I have received, like all of them in all place, actually able to get here, because it's just come to where like I do not know if anybody cares that Nathan is actually going to like empty that apartment, abide by the terms of the lease agreement, try his best to keep the voucher, but start fresh. Like I have a bed. I cannot find a soul on this planet to care like Stevie, the longest love of my life, did as he was dying of lung cancer. Oh, you got an opportunity to have last summer to have this bed donated to you with this blue couch, and then other items came. Everything I have is pretty much thrift store items or was donated to me. And really, like, I need somebody to just understand, yeah, we're that upside down. We're that upside down in so many ways. I do have a social security card. I do have a job interview nearby at 7-Eleven where I used to work, but a different store, really close to here. I am hoping that will be able to be successful. Job interviews Wednesday. When I had a job at 7-Eleven while homeless, it's documented video, Chelsea, where I say, when I had a job, I had more energy, more hope. Things were easier. I felt like doing the job at 7-Eleven was easy compared to the challenges I had to go through in trying to get the job and in not having any income to ever get any traction on getting anything to get any better. Then it became so heartbreaking when I had to leave Denver, reading around at the cusp of being able to rent a room, but not being able to. It's in the freaking video. I'll send you this video where it's me, like, I'm at the place and I'm like, if the guy would pick me, I would rent this room and defeat homelessness and keep working at 7-Eleven and like, instead I had to go to California. Why did that happen? Because gay men end up being, I want control, I want to do whatever I want to do at the time I want to do it, no matter the cost, I don't care. It's turned into Nathan becoming the leader of his family on February 18th, 2023, the day my dad told me, I'm gonna leave you here in his cabin and go to sleep with a 7-year-old boy. And I was like, state's not prepared for this. You've already been doing it. Uncle Mike wants to talk to me and he passed, and just kind of like things have folded into a like boomer molded, they're at the best that they can possibly be, but it ain't gonna last kind of thing. Does this make sense? Like, they're holding on in a national level. They are the holders of all of the wealth in this country.